What's up, guys? Shay Stevens here, PDGA number 77522, and we got 9 new holes at Mercer County Park Disc Golf Course. Let's get to it. Everyone, welcome to the expansion of Mercer County Park. I was just talking to Carol in the parking lot. I think it was like 8 years ago. This place was only 9 holes with 2 experimental holes, so 11 total. And then they got to go ahead to curate the land and get 18 out of it. Now they got this extra chunk of land. They're gonna have 27 holes, which is just awesome. This club does such a good job, taking care of their course. So I know it's gonna be awesome. We got signage out already. We got T frames are down. I'm guessing they want people to kind of, pound down the gravel a bit, level it out, then come back in with the pavers. I'm playing out of my backup bag today, but I do have a flippy photon, which I'm going to need. I'm taking it easy today, guys. I have a shoulder and elbow thing going on. Forehands are definitely off the menu. This hole is definitely a forehand shape, but that is not coming into play today. So I'm going to go flippy photon up the middle. Hopefully beat that tree on the right. It's kind of puffing out. Give myself a circle 2 look, hopefully. But yeah, hole 1, W, par 3, 320 foot. Yeah, I just want to get out here and take a look at the new holes, and if I get a chance, mess with the course designer, Sean Howard. If I get a chance to bust his chops, I'll always take it. Let's see what I can do on the first throw of the day. Went a little left from what I wanted, but I got a look. So, yeah, given how beat up I am, this was definitely not the start I was expecting. Have a nice easy birdie putt here. Just don't mess it up. There we go. I love these new holes. They're amazing. All right, hole 2W is a 530 foot par 4, but there's guys out here working on it now, so not going to be playing it, but we're going to do a little walkthrough of it. So starting off here, got a tight wooden gap to hit off the tee. Trying to figure out where the bailouts are. Sign made it appear like it was a straight shot. So it looks like we do have a bit of a fairway off to the right to play with. So the risk obviously is turning over and going into the rough on the right. But this does give you a lot of nice space to work with. Left does look a little bit more wooded. Shout out to Andy, doing some stump grinding. Yeah, it definitely looks like the right side is the play. You have a lot more room to work with. This is where I feel like a good drive would land where we're about now. Shout out to Bob, taking out some stumps. Coming back here. So it does look like the trap of the right gap is, you do have some good guardian trees here on the right side. So you got to figure out how you're getting in here. Almost like a flex forehand from the right, or a hyzer flip to turnover. Bit touchy. There is some ceiling to work with. And you got the green here, pretty Mercer-esque. Got some trees inside the circle that can mess with you if your upshot gets a little squirrely. But yeah, that'll be a fun one to play. All right, guys, hoodie is off. Getting warm again. So we got hole 3, or 3W, par 4, 590 feet. And this is beautiful. This, I'm assuming, needs to get cleaned up a little bit. I'm actually do some work on it before I go. And there's a little toe buster here in the tee pad area as well. But yeah, this one is just screaming little baby like flex shot to the right. Run the fairway, hopefully. Looks like there's a bit of a splash zone out to the left too. So if I just carry far enough, there's a landing zone. That's kind of where I'm going for. So I'm going to go with a more stable fission photon on a little bit of Annie and hopefully push that spot. Ooh, a little tree kick. All right, we're out there. Let's see what that looks like. All right, so decent distance. Unfortunately, I pinched myself right behind this tree. The step out forehand does seem a little bit more appealing, but I'm trying to limit my forehands to like just straight up in case of emergency. So we're going to go patent pending. I'm going to go with the relay. I'm sorry, not the relay, the fission rhythm. And I don't actually see the basket, so I'm just going for distance. I kind of see a landing zone, just basically past all the trees there I'm trying to hit. And hopefully get an up and down for a par. Yep, perfect. Oh, hit a tree, but I should be able to get up and down from there. Right, we got some light work here. Just up and down with the range. Yep, stress-free par. Little formality tap in. All right, on to the next one. That guy, hole 4W, par 3, 305 feet. This is just a great East Coast shot right here. You got a wooded tunnel. Basket finishes just off the left. You just gotta be careful though. It feels like you have ceiling to work with, but there are branches out there starting at about 150 feet, ready to snipe your disc down. So the play is kind of that low piercing shot. You just want to miss that big tree on the right. You want to be just on the inside left of it, and then hopefully drift to the basket. So I'm going easy, so I'm just going to take my fission volt, nice and smooth and flat, let it do volt things. Ooh, I flipped it a little bit, but I might get away with it. Oh yeah. All right. So went to the right of the big tree, but still hooked up in time. And the volt is parked. Yeah, so today I'm really focusing on driving with my hips because I'm really explosive with my upper body, but I usually don't get my hips going as much as I should be. So I'm kind of like muscling or trying to beat my shoulders, another term I hear a lot in the form check community. So I'm really trying to go hips first and then kind of fire. And I'm getting some fun flights out of these discs. So I got to keep mental notes and learning my body while I'm learning the new course. Little nature appreciation moment. I have no idea what this thing is, but it's cool. All right, hole 5. 250-foot par 3. Who likes ace runs? So basket's just right there in front of us, guys. We have some options here. You can go flexi forehand, but I feel like there's 2 trees on the left that kind of block the basket perfectly. Then you have this right side gap, which seems pretty open. I can't tell what the limbs are doing just with the sunlight. It's messing with me. Or you have a straight at it shot. I'm going to play the hyzer line, just because that's always the easiest line to play. And the tee pad, just because of how it's set up right now, I'm not a big fan. I want to walk like this, so not much real estate. I have to kind of like walk over the wood. So I am going to go standstill with a fission reactor down the right side. Should hook up right to the basket. Might have went soft on it a little bit, but that should be a putt. Right, so it came in short here. I feel like the hyzer play is more of a layup play now that I'm looking at it. There is some stuff here blocking up the entrance into the green. So the straight play is actually going to be the best shot, I feel. So I'll have to do that next time. But got myself a circle's edge look here. Oh, I nubbed it. Oh well, taking a par. Let's go for the one taker. So I feel like a lot of shots, given most people are right-handed, are going to trail off over here into the rough. let's hide one out here. I feel like a lot of players are going to benefit from having an uplink out here. So we'll go light camo kind of under this stump. Might be able to peek it as you're walking up the fairway if you're looking. And so you do have to walk back basically halfway up the fairway to get here to 6W, so not ideal for flow. But again, you're working in here, got to work with what you got. So hole 6W, par 4, 520. Seems like it goes straight for a while, then bends to the right a little bit. I can't tell if that's the basket or not, because they have the old, metal chain stars out here, I think they are. So kind of hard to pick out in the woods, especially with the number plate covered. So I think my play is going to be volt just up the gut here. It seems like left thins out a little bit, so it's more, the misses to the left, you don't stay in the middle. But yeah, I'm going to try and throw that exact same volt shot I threw a few holes ago. Just get that little bit of turnover, hopefully. And then, drift back to the middle. If I go left, I should be able to work with it. Ooh, I released left. And I'm into stuff. Dang. All right, first misfire of the day. Time to do some damage control. So we got some options here. If I want to get crazy, I could step out forehand Annie, but definitely don't want to do that with my arm how it is right now. So I'm going to stick to the patent pending. I'm going to go with my Fission Volt here. And ideally, if I can, I want to go inside this pencil tree here and beat the thicker one on the right and just push up the fairway, gain some distance, hopefully give myself a clean look at a par. Pretty ideal. So I actually forgot I do have a relay in this bag, so I might have been able to go a little slower, a little flippier, get more towards the fairway, but honestly the distance was all I needed. So basket you see is hiding behind the trees there. I have a pretty easy hyzer gap to the right here, so I'm just going to throw my soft electron entropy up to the right, crash on the basket. There's one tree I got to watch out for. I got to favor missing long rather than short. Ooh, so I hit a backside guardian, but I should have that putt. All right, so just a little straddle putt left. Ain't no thing. All right, way to save the par off a bad drive. Hole 7W, par 3, 315 feet. Basket is straight ahead. If I had one criticism of the design, I would say it feels like all the holes are just straight ahead. Just feels like you're walking straight up the fairway. The last hole did have a little bit of finish to the right, which is nice. Now, granted, you do have to shape your shot. Like, this isn't just a straight shot. The left side of the fairway is shut down there. You got a little, field goal if you're feeling brave, but it's kind of stupid. Also have trees and branches, coming across at about 130 feet off the tee pad, so your ceiling's limited. My hyzer flip hasn't been feeling great, guys. I keep pulling it to the right, not a fan, so I want to try and go with the Fission Rhythm, a little bit of hyzer. Right down the middle, hopefully flip it over, drift it to the right a little bit, and then get to the basket. Early release. All right, so it wasn't a pull to the right at least, but I'll have to do some scrambling to get up and down from there. Through a few more hyzer flips, trying to get it dialed in. Something I gotta work on, guys. That was my bread and butter back in the day, and I need it back for East Coast golf. But little upshot here. Some well-placed guardians in this hole. I didn't really appreciate it off the tee. You do need to really push something straight and get a little bit of a finish to the right. I'm sorry, a finish to the left at the end. All right, so we're gonna range. Give it a good run. Come on, Shay. I laid it up. Had the line, I just didn't send it. Okay, so yeah, looking back, this hole does finish a little bit to the left. It's a little bit, not quite straight. There's a practice basket back towards the opening where you walk in coming off of hole 11. So yeah, this one is actually tucked in a little bit to the left, so I like that a little bit more. And again, I love the Mercer greens, just having these trees in the circle just to mess with you a little bit. Little bushy thing here. I don't know if that's going to stay or go, but I do actually like that element just to make putting more difficult. And so I have heard some complaints about one hole, and I believe this would be it because they said it was the shortest hole. Hole 8W, par 3, 200 feet. Basket's right there. You got a forehand line, looks pretty safe. You got an up the gut look. Maybe only a little dinky hyzer. There might even be a stupid high hyzer, but that one just looks like way too much effort. So I'm gonna go with the up the gap shot, stand still, because footing isn't fun. Especially if I want to attack that gap, I'd be coming off the tee pad with my flippy Electron Envy. Just aiming through the gap on hyzer, hopefully flipping up to flat and coasting to the basket. Drop. Yep. Should be a simple birdie. So if the complaint is the hole is just too easy, I don't mind it, guys. It's, after getting your butt kicked through the woods, having an easy one ain't that bad. And honestly, I love the mental pressure of it. You walk up thinking this is a must-get birdie. And if you don't birdie it, you are feeling terrible. Oop. All right, guys, final hole of the expansion. Hole 9W, par 4, 515 feet. Sign makes it look like there's two fairways, left and right. The left one doesn't appear to be too appetizing at the end, though. It looks really thick with trees, so I'm going to go to the right one. And I've been good, so I'm going to try and uncork one here. Flippy photon, kind of at this the double tree here in the middle. Hopefully break right in front of it and then push up the chute. Give myself an upshot for a easy birdie. Ooh, early release. But I get away with it. That was dirty. All right, so taking a look at this left side fairway. It's not terrible. It does kind of hook back into the right. And I still can't see the basket yet. But if the basket is up and to the right, then I think that is actually not a bad play if that is your preferred line. But for me, I feel that the right gap is going to be my play most of the time. So, but now standing at this lie, I think the left gap is the play. Although, I think it's more stable backhand through this right gap, hyzering out, get to the left. Because, yeah, that looks way more inviting, way more open. Because here I am really pinched. I got to throw basically through that field goal of that big tree and that leaning guy to get to the basket. So, could also throw a forehand, but again, not trying to throw those today. But I'm going to go range, nice confident, right at the gap. Hopefully land nice and close for a birdie putt. Oop. Did turn it a bit, but that should be a putt. Somebody lost a disc. All right. All right, whoever EMS is, I got your gateway something. Also had a tick on it. All right, so a little formality, hopefully, to wrap up this expansion. Oh, that's thorny. That is thorny. Ah. You're not disc golfing if you ain't bleeding. All right, so. Okay. So yeah, this has been the 9-hole expansion of Mercer. Been a lot of fun. Got to think about it a little bit, what I want to tell Sean, but yeah, for now, back to Shay. All right, guys, got some bonus golf actually. So the workday just wrapped up, so hole 2 is now open. I was walking past it on the way out, figured might as well give it a play. So hole 2W, par 4, 530. This is the one where I said that I thought the right side gap was the play, just to make sure I don't turn it over too much. So I'm going to go more stable fission photon through this gap on Annie, hopefully flex back to the basket, or flex back towards the fairway. Basket's a ways away. Oh, praise trees us back to the fairway. So luckily nature threw me back to the fairway, much appreciated. I feel like my only play here is just go for distance down the right hand side, but I need a hyzer back left, give myself a cleaner look. I'm going to go with a new addition to the bag, Neutron time lapse. I just want something reliable that's overstable but also glidey. I don't want it to just die like a phase. I want that forward pushing hyzer, so put it in the bag. I think it would help too after all the hurricanes being in the wakes of those, the wind really kicked my butt a lot of rounds. So just wanted something that would be a good wind fighter for me. So hopefully just nice, smooth, flat, down the right side. There is some ceiling to play with. So I'm trying to keep this low and just pushing. All right, nice and easy, back to the middle. That should play. And I'm really happy with how I played that. As you can see off to the right there, the further up you push, looks like the harder and harder it is to get back to the left towards the basket. So coming in here, pretty simple. Little baby turnover with the range, and get out here with a par. Yep. There. And now that we will call the end of my little round here playing the expansion at Mercer. Back to Shay.
And that'll do it for my first ever playthrough of the new 9-hole expansion at Mercer County Park Disc Golf Course. I said at the beginning of the video, it's just incredible how much this course has changed in such a short amount of time. The club there is killing it. Again, sorry for the shaky walkthrough of hole 2, but I wanted to show you guys all the hard work those guys are doing. That crew kills it. Just, you know, making this course awesome. My only disappointment was I was really hoping for that one, like, par 4 or 5 wooden hallway with a dramatic turn left or right at the end, just to really force you to get to position to attack, or you would have to decide, am I going to lay up to the corner and accept par, or am I going to try and throw like that hero stall shot around the corner to chase the birdie? Didn't get it though, unfortunately, but still, overall, a lot of fun holes. I like that a lot of them are actually kind of straight on, like you are staring at the basket, but the way they arrange the trees in the fairway change the shot shape. So you got to hit the gap, and sometimes the preferred gap is pretty darn obvious, but it's not always the same shot. You can't just throw hyzer flips through this course and expect to score. A few of them call for a force flex shot, while others do call for the hyzer flip. So I like that, and it's going to take, you know, a few playthroughs for me to learn where are the good landing zones, what's the proper shot shape, and I just love that. That's East Coast golf. It's my style. You know, this is a section you would love to see the Robinson brothers play and just, you know, chop it up because they're so good at playing wooded courses. But yeah, again, shout out to the club for doing all the hard work. I was talking to Sean Howard. He let me know too they're trying to have a silver basket and a yellow basket, so 2 pins on each hole, which is going to be cool. I saw some practice baskets out there. I got a picture here of one off of hole 9. So I think they're like testing out secondary pin positions, so that'll be cool just to mix things up. And then he also said he wants to go out there and play with me once everything's kind of set in. They are trying to do tee pads this weekend, I believe. Hopefully if my shoulder and elbow are playing nice, I can get out there and help those guys. But yeah, he wants to play through and, you know, show off his work. I'm going to talk to him about, you know, what was the thought process? How did he, you know, put this thing together to arrive at his final design? And then he also hinted at a Mercer Gold layout. So I'm guessing like a championship 18 kind of safari. I'm thinking like hole 10 long to hole 11 yellow basket for a par 5. That would be pretty sick. But yeah, I want to hear his thoughts on that because that'll be really cool. But you guys, I want to say thank you for watching. And as always, thank you for all your support. If you have any questions for me, reach out. I'll do my best to answer them. Take care.
Thank you to my sponsors. For all your disc golf needs, check out Phoenix Discs and Foundation Disc Golf.